Dylan Spell asked a good question. He says, who will make more of an impact as a freshman wide receiver, Bryant Wesco or TJ Moore? Yeah, that's always I mean, let's let TJ, get into fall camp, but it's hard to say that he won't make an impact this year, for sure. I think he's too good not to play, just like Wesco is. I don't know. It's hard to put one. I think I would default to Wesco because he just has the leg up right now from being on campus, and since he's made the transformations from a body standpoint, which was kind of one of the concerns that we talked about. But TJ's a guy that wouldn't be surprised if he comes into fall camp just ready to go, like Antonio Williams and Tyler Brown did, but just at a higher level because he's a NFL built.
He's a better prospect coming in.
Yeah,
it's like not taking anything away from the rest of those guys.
Yeah,
he's a better prospect coming in.
Absolutely. So I don't know. I could totally see, just from a projection standpoint, just saying TJ Moore, but from what I think Wesco is dynamic in his own right, and he's gonna have. You're gonna have to play him, even though we feel really good about some of the other guys in this room.
Yeah, but he's gonna force you to play him. You're gonna have no choice.
Yeah,
he's not. But Wesco ain't gonna leave you any choice. You have to put him on the field, right?
Absolutely.
Which is, to your point, we feel really good about Antonio Williams and Troy Stellato and
Tyler Brown.
There's some dudes, man. It's going to be fun to watch. I would lean Wesco for all the reasons you stated, right? He's been on campus. He got to go through spring practice. He's obviously, probably for the first time in, his football career, getting to work with real nutritionists and real strength and conditioning coaches who, set up a custom plan for you and your body type and what you're trying to do. And obviously he's taking that serious. So for those reasons, I would say him. But again, TJ Moore, you saw what he did in that All-American game, right? You saw what he's done in Florida high school football for, the past, few seasons, right? So, he could walk in here and just, take over. That's a possibility as well. But I would lean Wesco just because he's been here longer.
Did I star another one? I did. Oh, Gutter Rich says nobody's talking about Marquise Henderson yet. Dude is amazing. Yeah, he's just a guy that kind of because of where he plays. It's just not a lot of people get to see him play at HBP, but man, he's dynamic. He's dynamic. He's listed as a running back on a lot of sites, but he's definitely Clemson loves him as a receiver. I'm excited to see what they do with him. Speed, just the ability with the ball in his hands he's the best in the state and one of the best, I think, in this class, just as a pure playmaker. I'm hoping to, go down there one of these days and see him in person, but yeah, he's a lot of fun. Excited for him. JS, will we have a 1,000-yard receiver this year? I'm going to lean no, just because I think there's too many guys in the room that are going to play. I don't know if there's enough receptions for everybody for that to be the case. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility though. But again, there's a lot of guys that are looking for touches, and that's going to be something that you're going to have to manage. But I would lean towards no, even though I would love to have him a 1,000-yard receiver because that used to just be a given for a while here, and now we're going on 4 years without one. It was Amari Rogers, right? I think he had 1,000 in the COVID year, but so would be nice, but I'm leaning towards no.
Yeah, I say no. No, I don't think so. Not at all. The room's just so congested. you can name off guy after guy, and it's quality depth there, right? Like it's guys that have produced for you in the past, and that you would expect would not only get better, but continue to produce. So I don't think so. I think it's going to be, like we talked about last show, a lot of wide receiver by committee, and I don't mean that in a bad way at all. I just mean we got a lot of good dudes, I feel like, in that wide receiver room that can, really help this offense. So I think they're going to rotate a lot.
New King God asks, better wide receiver while at Clemson, Mike Williams or Sammy Watkins? Man, I got to go Sammy. But that one's hard. They were different. They were different receivers. But yeah, Sammy is one of the most dynamic players I've ever seen put on a Clemson uniform.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Mike Williams, from a hands, like at the catch point, from a physical standpoint,
high point the ball, physical,
hops, like he's second to none. And
could take a hit.
And Mike Williams certainly played a lot better when they played South Carolina than Sammy Watkins did. So
for sure,
he didn't play the quality of Gamecock teams that Sammy Watkins did either.
I still remember him carrying number 7 on his back.
Yeah,
from like the 10-yard line all the way into the
that play lives rent free in my head. And he didn't even fall over. He carried him in and then he just shrugged him off. And
just like, get off me, bro. I got to start my celebration now.
And then I'll never obviously the catch he made on the final drive of the national championship game.
Man.
That one doesn't get talked about enough because of Hunter Renfrow.
On the sideline when he just like reached out. I mean, dude, so many clutch catches in Mike Williams' career. But
I contend to this day that if he doesn't go down early in 2015, they beat Alabama in the national championship. Yeah, I really think so.
I think
him and Mackenzie. If Mackenzie Alexander especially was healthy, I think we might be talking about Clemson as back.
He had those hamstring injuries, man. It was it's all over. Those 2 injuries definitely hurt us for sure.
100%.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda though. But they definitely would have changed the dynamic of that game for sure. But I would lean Sammy as well. Part of me wants to go with Mike Williams, but that's probably a little bit some recency bias and the fact that, he brought a national championship to Clemson. But I think Sammy was an overall better wide receiver at Clemson.
Yeah.
But it's close.
I think so. Sammy was just from a skill set standpoint when he was healthy, man. There very few like in college football history. Just the speed, the hands, the athleticism, it's different. It's just different. You get him out in open space. He was a downfield threat. You could do basically anything with him.
And the fact that Sammy Watkins, Nuke Hopkins, and Martavis Bryant were on the same roster is insane.
I think about that all the time, man. It lives rent free in my head. And then you think about what you had. You had it at tight end. You had Dwayne Allen and Brandon Ford.
I'm saying, bro, like
you
all
had
Adam played on the same team. On the same team.
On the same team, man.
Dwayne Allen, Sammy Watkins, Martavis Bryant, Nuke Hopkins. Like, what are we doing? Seems like some, underachieving with that type of talent on the roster.
Yeah, I mean, the offenses certainly weren't the problem in those days.
No, they weren't. Yeah, no, for sure. But it's just, you look back, at some of those rosters that Clemson was able to put together, and you're like, man.
And you had Andre Ellington at running back. Like, oh, man, good Lord, man.
The list just goes on and on, man.
Oh, brother, man, those offenses were stupid. Going back to like the NCAA games, like Clemson was so much fun to play in
Oh
those
yeah,
games.
yeah,
It was, they weren't, obviously they didn't have names, so like Sammy was wide receiver number 2 or whatever, and then
yeah, whatever it was. Yeah,
just like
Taj Boyd out there gunslinging to him, man. Like fun times, dude.
good times, man.